Good evening, and thank you for joining Local 5's first 5 p.m. here on WFRV Plus. I am your host, Indiana Shields, back to you with another edition of the show, Friday episode. Hope you guys are having a good start to your Friday. If you got weekend plans, make sure you follow through on them, but maybe not if they're outside. A lot of snow coming our way here. Some's been falling since last night. It's continuing to fall here in Green Bay as we speak live. Now, we have Blake on the show. You guys know Blake, but we got someone else here. We got a man making his first ever appearance on First 5 p.m. And that's none other than Local 5's Captain Paul Steeno.
This is your first show?
No, so it's not my first show, but it has been a while, and I was pretty offended that you did not ask me to come back on.
I always
Indy. What the heck?
Well, me and Paul.
I'm glad to be here. Indy and I are good friends, and very, very happy to be here.
Paul and
this afternoon.
Our schedules don't always mix up. He's usually busy at a board meeting or something right now with Riley. He's the Nightside reporter, if you didn't get that. But, Paul, it's good to have you back on the show, and, the fans love you, man. I mean,
hopefully,
Blake,
try.
the fans, well.
I have mixed
You got mixed fans.
I mean.
You got some that love you.
You know who really loves me?
Grandma.
Grandma
Absolutely loves all of us here.
Yep.
And, anywho, any weekend plans for you gentlemen?
Oh boy.
Any weekend plans?
It's supposed to snow all weekend, so I mean.
Yeah, I just said that.
Oh really? Probably not. I haven't had 2 days off with going to Chicago and Minnesota. So.
Still sound like you smoke a pack of cigarettes a day. But
yeah, I just smoked about 30 Marlboro Red before I came.
Yeah, Blake's voice is gone. So if you're watching the morning show on Sunday and he sounds a little raspy.
Raspy.
That's
raspy.
That's right. That's rye.
Rah.
All right, Paul. What are you doing this weekend? Anything fun?
Well, there's a football game that I might be interested in watching that I think I'm going to watch on Sunday.
You're not interested at all.
A little interested.
You can't really.
I'm not going to say which one, but there's a football game that I am pretty interested in watching.
He's big Broncos fan over here.
Big Broncos guy, straight out of Denver, born and raised in Denver. Right?
Now, I don't know if you guys want to put two and two together. Paul Steeno, where are you from?
I'm from the great state of Colorado, right? No, I'm from Illinois, from the Chicago suburbs, so I may or may not like the teams that everybody hates up here, but we make it work. It's all friendly rivalry, good banter, and it makes it more fun here in the newsroom. And it was quite fun this week for me.
Yeah,
it wasn't fun a couple months ago when the Brewers eliminated the Cubs from the playoffs. So we're kind of 1-1 this year. So we've both had our ups and downs.
I've had a lot of fun with Paul as a coworker. Him and I have been coworkers for about 4 years now?
Yeah, just about.
It's been a pretty dominating rivalry between you and I when it comes to our sports teams.
Yeah, complete opposite. We had the Bucks and the Bulls play 1 year, so that was fun.
Nightmare first round matchup.
I did say that.
And what happened?
I get my words. I get proven wrong a lot. I talk a lot of trash, and then it doesn't come through, and then I just kind of take it, but I feel like I'm at least a good sport about it, whether we win or lose. So I try to not be a obnoxious fan, but I do love my teams, and I apologize that they're not the.
Paul's the best sport you could possibly be when it comes
when
it comes to that.
I try to be
that
civil.
rivalry, but anywho, you two gentlemen had reporter stories today. Blake, since I don't know if you'll be able to stay for the full show, why don't we start with yours? What were you busy out doing today, Blake?
Oh, just your usual so-and-so things. Another school got added to the referendum list of what's going to be on the ballot in April. This time it was Howard Swamico. They're nearly $150 million request on their referendum list. They're looking for help with their financial costs that they need help on, but also the big one is question 2 that people are going to see on the ballot: $147 million to help upgrade their facilities, to help with their trade education, with their metal shops, their wood shops, all those fancy dancy things that more and more kids are looking towards in careers once they leave high school. They feel like that's something that they've been lacking in that district, and setting up their students for success in the trade industry. So that's the big thing. It's a big number. It's probably one of the biggest I've seen be asked for on a referendum
Well,
before.
the trade industry is such a big growing thing, and
Oh yeah.
it's. I mean, obviously, if you had to point somebody on which way you should go after high school, the trades are a heck of a thing because you're never really out of work. You can always do things on the side and stuff like that. I've got family members that are mechanics, that are plumbers and stuff like that, woodworkers. You're always, I'm not very handy. I'm calling them as soon as something goes wrong with anything.
Yeah,
So,
I feel like the trade industry is ever growing for a multitude of reasons.
Mhm.
One, because people they haven't figured out what they like, and they figured out, oh, I'm really good at fixing cars. I'm really good at woodworking, like you said. But I also just feel like that's where the money is. If you want to go,
yeah, I
if
mean,
you
you get
don't-
paid well for
if
that
you don't want to
stuff.
go to college and you go become a,
Jumpstart your life
you
right
become
away.
a tradesman, you make a decent amount of money, and then maybe when you're 30, you're like, all right, I've had enough of this. I know how to do this skill. I'm really helpful. This is what what I can do for the side. But then you can go back to college and be like, oh, I want to become, a certified whatever. It's another thing to set you up down the line if you're like, all right, I don't want to be $35,000 in debt, doing something that I may not like doing after 2 years.
Yeah, for sure. And, you're seeing a lot of these programs, especially I know back home in Oak Creek, they had a program where
Represent.
they're building the high school, like they build a house every year and stuff like that. So you're seeing programs. I mean, I know Fox Valley Tech does it for college and stuff like that, but you're starting to see like high schools branch into that, and they really get that hands-on experience to take that to the next step once they graduate high school.
Yeah, no. So it was a good conversation, full package at 6 o'clock. If you're listening to it, please don't mind my raspy voice. I tried the best I could trying to record my stuff. So
And where can you catch that?
You can catch it
Right
in
after
in
this.
2 different places. You can catch it on WFRV Plus and over the air on WFRV. Hit 5 on your TV remote. You'll see us.
And if you happen to miss both of them,
You can go to our YouTube.
it'll be available on Local 5's YouTube page.
WFRV Local 5. Hit subscribe. We're trying to reach, I don't know how many subscribers.
I don't know if we have a goal for YouTube, but that's where all of our videos are stored. Now, Mr. Steeno, you are doing a little double duty today. You had a story today, and then you are producing our 10 p.m. newscast as well. Let's talk a little bit about the story today. What's happening in the land of Mr. Steeno?
Yeah, so we're doing a no taxes on tips story. I just want to kind of clarify because it is a little confusing. There was the big, beautiful bill at the federal level that included no taxes on tips. That's already in effect. The one that we're talking about here today is at the state level for state income taxes. It was co-authored by Andre Jock, who represents Northeast Wisconsin and the Senate here in Wisconsin. And basically, it kind of mirrors what's happening with the federal bill. So those, restaurant workers, those people that, make tips, delivery workers, whatever it might be, they're going to see tax relief up to $25,000 on tips on both their federal and their state taxes.
Wow.
So it kind of mirrors both of them. So quite a bit of relief for people who are in the service industry. Obviously, we went to one of the restaurants in the area in Appleton and tried to talk to some of the waitresses who are directly going to be affected by it. And obviously, it probably doesn't come as a surprise. They're very, very excited about this. I asked her, and I just want to qualify this with, this is one person at one restaurant in one city, which happened to be Appleton. So this isn't, maybe not everybody's having the same experience. But I wondered, now that, there's this no tax on tips thing, is she seeing that people are less likely to tip her the same amount of money? Is she seeing fewer tips with that? Because that was something that I was, just wondering, and maybe people, just had kind of seen that was a criticism of it. And she said that she's not experiencing that at all. So it's also kind of, cool to see that, the tips are still coming, even though that they're seeing that. So
yeah, and a lot of I think minimum wage is different when it comes to waitresses and waiters. I believe, because you get that money from tips and stuff like that. So they're kind of some of the times, based on the restaurant you're working at or anything, you're kind of depending on those tips, and to have them tax-free is really a big get for anyone that's working in the service industry.
And that's what this waitress was saying, that basically not quite 100%, but nearly 100% of her, income is from the tips. So this is very, very important for her. At the state level, the no taxes on tips bill that's going through right now, it passed the Assembly. It still has to go through the Senate, and then Governor Evers has to decide whether or not to approve it. They are seeing bipartisan support for it. In the Assembly, it was like 66 to 33, around there. Just because you said it, the minimum wage thing is why some Democrats are not voting for it, because they like to see, the no taxes on tips plus the minimum wage be raised a little bit. So that's kind of, just because you mentioned it, I thought I'd mention that's kind of the argument on the other side for people that are voting against it, because 66-33, that's pretty. In a state like Wisconsin, where the sides don't always agree, that's pretty good bipartisanship. But there's still a third of legislators that are still voting against this,
all working together.
The question that I would have down the line would be, after having no tax on tips, would be, are more people applying for waiter jobs, knowing that it's now going to be more of a stable lifeline down the road? Because most of the time, it may be your full-time job, but it's also a lot of people's part-time jobs. As we maybe look at this in 3 months, 6 months, a year, is there more people making it a full-time, their only job, because they're recouping a lot of their money with not getting taxed on their tips?
Yeah, I mean, 100%. It's just, you're going to have more people apply for these jobs, I'd assume, and that keeps doors open for small businesses, local restaurants. You're seeing a lot of the time, especially after the COVID-19 pandemic. Obviously, we're several years removed from that now, but people have staffing issues and stuff all the time.
Yeah, still.
You'll see. I don't want to say a boom in the server industry, but definitely more people, I feel like, would apply to that.
It'll be cool to see the growth.
Yeah, for sure.
If there's any growth.
And Senator Jock made the point when I talked to him that this is all about affordability. Obviously in his eyes, obviously these waitresses, waiters, they work so incredibly hard. They deserve to be able to, make a living, support their, families with what they're doing. And, doing this is about affordability, making it a job that people can have and not have to have another job. Affordability obviously is, an issue that, a lot of people are very, very concerned about right now.
For sure. Well, we're going to head to our first commercial break. When we come back, Blake, Paul, and I will start talking a little bit of football coming up this weekend.
Oh, boy.
And stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss it, because there's going to be a lot of different opinions. Welcome back to Local 5's First 5 p.m. here on WFRV Plus, joined again by Paul Steeno, Blake Borth, two fantastic reporters here at Local 5. I am your host, Indiana Shills. First 5 p.m. Before we get into the football stuff, gotta talk about what happened on the air today. That was fun.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if they addressed it when Tom came.
Yeah,
in.
I'm not 100% sure, but
we had some technical miscues in the Fox Valley. Basically, all you need to know is they told Indy to toss the break because they were in his hit in the 4 o'clock.
And now now you have to understand, I'm not an on-air, I'm not technically on-air talent, so I don't know all the lingo at times.
So they said Indy tossed a break.
Now that I interpreted that as like, shut up, go back to Caitlin because you're talking for too long. That's what I interpreted that. Now, obviously, looking back at it, I should have recognized that's what it meant. Well, I know what a toss to break means.
It's just funny.
I was, I'm not mad. No, but I'm a little. You beat yourself up a little bit because it's like, oh, you look like an idiot on TV.
Well,
but,
I mean, hey,
you live and you learn. Everybody's going to look like an idiot from time to time.
You haven't been in that situation before. You can't. You did fine. They did it.
I just went like, all right, back to you, Caitlin. And I wasn't supposed to throw it back to Caitlin. And I was just like,
do I look like Indy yet?
Yeah, I mean, I looked like you on my show yesterday.
Yeah, so that was fun. It was funny. They got it fixed, and
Yeah, they got it all fixed, and Tom saved it with a. I don't know if you guys heard what Tom said when he went on the air. He goes, "Well, if you're wondering where the heck Tom Zalaski came from, Caitlin wanted to take the rest of the show off, so here I am." You know, Tom always
makes a joke of everything.
He's one in a million kind of anchor for sure. So, Paul, it's football. It's
Bring up the playoff predictor.
All right.
You gotta bring it out.
You know, I wasn't going to. We're just gonna go based off.
At least just keep it up over there, and then we'll give the diagnosis.
We'll keep it up. So Blake,
can we qualify this with you guys know a ton more about football than I do?
I want
Well,
your opinion.
If you want to talk about city council, I can go years and years on that. I'm a big football fan, but I don't the X's and O's. I don't know as much as these guys.
So basically, all you need to know is he took Bills Niners.
Okay, hold on. No, I took Bills Rams. So wait, let's start at the very beginning.
All right.
When I did my show a couple days ago, there's a simulator button that you can hit. I hit the simulator button. It had Bills Rams in the Super Bowl. Then I made my prediction. The Bills won the simulator. I had Bills Rams in the Super Bowl. Blake made his predictions. He had Bills Seahawks, but he told me off the air he wanted to pick the Rams, but he didn't want to be the same as me. And he had the Bills win the Super Bowl. So, Mr. Paul Steeno, there's a lot on your shoulders here. Let's go ahead and pull up the 3-cam screen cap here, which is not here, but hold on, bear with me. I got to go ahead and change it over to the right monitor. Is it this one? No, wrong monitor. This one. There we go.
Yay.
All right, Mr. Paul Steeno.
You gotta fix the camera, bud.
What's wrong with Mr. Luke Sampy's here.
While I'm talking.
Well, Luke Sampy's here. No, here you go, bud.
Should I make predictions on behalf of Luke Sampy?
No.
I'm sure he would love that.
I won't keep you here too long, but we got Broncos are hosting the Bills. The Bills are this game's currently a pick'em right now. It could go either way. What do you think, Paul?
I think the Bills win. I like the playoff experience. Josh Allen is obviously a mega star. I think this is, kind of a team that has been so close so many different times, and I think this is the year that they get it done and make it to the Super Bowl.
Okay, and that's kind of where Blake and I fell into as well. Yeah. Just the playoff experience.
So I said something decently smart, is what you're saying.
You did.
Let's go.
Also, real quick, if you haven't noticed, there's a TV behind Paul now. The TV is finally up.
I addressed it in coast to coast.
Good.
All right. Well, anyways, Paul, we move on to the Patriots. They're hosting the Texans.
So this is a tough one because the Patriots are such a young, kind of upstart team. I didn't know if they were for real or not. I honestly thought that they might lose the first round, and they definitely did not. But I think I'm going to go with the Texans.
Right.
Very, very good defense, and I think Stroud probably plays better than what he did in the first round.
We have this. We agree with you.
We agree with you there. We both took the Texans as well. Now we move over to the NFC side of things. We got the Seahawks. They're playing against a banged-up 49ers team. Still versatile with Christian McCaffrey in the backfield. But what do you like out of Seattle and San Fran?
I don't really have a good reason for it, but I think the 49ers will win that game.
Hey, I took the 49ers as well in this game. I think purely based on grit from Kyle Shanahan's team, they're going to go ahead and move on to the NFC Championship. And then you got the Bears are hosting.
Are you going to let me defend my Seattle pick in this game?
Go ahead. You can defend it real quick.
Just quickly, I think the Seattle defense is going to be too much. No Kittle. As much as it pains me to not pick San Francisco, I got to go Seattle.
All right. Bears, Rams, Mr. Steeno.
Can we get an unbiased pick here?
No, you can be as biased as you want.
Bears will win this game. Soldier Field in January. A dome Southern California team comes in. Bears win by 10 points. Team of Destiny, Pope Leo,
Sister Jean.
The Bears have this.
Yeah, all right. Now we move over.
I didn't say this yesterday on the show, but since he's here, I'll say it. I think the only way Chicago wins, they pick Stafford off. They have to pick Stafford off at least twice.
The Bears defense,
has
number one in takeaways.
That's what I was gonna say. They have a lot of holes in the defense, and the defense makes me nervous. But they've been thriving on takeaways all all year long. And last week, no takeaways against the Packers. Some of the bounces didn't go their way. And
Some of those fumbles were funny, weren't they?
I think it kind of
looked like a Looney Tunes
I think it kind of
type
evens out this week, and perhaps the Bears get some turnovers, and that'll help them out.
All right, you'd said you liked the Bills to the Super Bowl. Are we sticking with that opinion against the Texans?
Yeah.
They would be at Houston.
Yeah.
All right. And then let's move on. 49ers banged up. They're going to Soldier Field. Another California team headed to the cold weather of Chicago.
Yeah, same reasons. Bears will make the Super Bowl.
Bears in the Super Bowl under a rookie head coach, Ben Johnson.
Ew.
Bears and Bills. Are they going to break your heart, Paul, or are you picking the Bears to win it all?
You know who I'm picking.
All right, so the Bills will move on to the Super Bowl.
No. Get out of here.
Bills 3 with
All right, Mr. Paul Steeno has his Chicago Bears winning it all. Obviously, I think Caleb Williams is, there's no doubt that he is an extremely talented quarterback.
Is he really?
Yeah, because
no, he's
Harry
not.
Sidney and I talked about this on Tuesday. We talked about that throw that Caleb Williams made on 4th down. That is the difference between a good quarterback and a great quarterback. He extended the play.
I call it luck.
You can call it whatever you want. That was a heck of a play.
9 times out of 10, he ain't getting it there.
Probably not, but
he did
that one time he did. So I know you hate to give the Bears the props, but the Bears, they're a different team. There's a different culture under Ben Johnson. And
this is the nicest I've ever heard you talk about the Bears.
You're seeing a lot of spark.
This is on camera. This is on camera too.
A lot of spark out of Chicago.
I'm gonna have to cut this and send it to you.
I can't believe you did this.
Play this back to you a bunch of times.
Well, I just want to let you know that the Bears would have been better under Andy Dalton. TCU's legend.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, I'm just kidding. It just really depends on how that defense plays. They're boom or bust with takeaways, like we said. If they can get the ball and take it away from the offense, I think they have a chance to go to the Super Bowl. I still like the Bills regardless.
Stafford has to throw. If Stafford throws 2, I don't know.
But you got to be careful because that Rams offense, one of the most explosive in the league. So we're going to head to our final commercial break. We got to send it off to Paul, Blake. They're both going to take off for the remainder of the show. They got some stuff to do. Blake's got to go have fun at Dave & Buster's. Make sure you play the claw machine. And then Paul's got to go produce the 10 o'clock show and write his package so he doesn't screw himself over. So I will carry on with the rest of the show right after these commercial breaks. Again, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining.
Of course, dog. Oh, gosh.
Wow. Oh, my God. Commercial now. All right, guys, just yours truly to finish out the show here. I want to say, I hit the wrong button. Apologies for that. I just want to say thanks again for tuning into Local 5's First 5 p.m. Always a pleasure to host this show, even though sometimes you don't really know the view count on this at all times, but it's still a very good learning experience being in front of a camera and being able to talk to you guys, give you the news. And, we got some supporters, so that's a good step in the right direction. So we're going to go ahead and talk about a couple stories here. Let me just pull up the website and kind of tell you about what we got going on. There is a missing teen in Wisconsin, missing an endangered teenager. She's missing from Pewaukee, which that is down in Waukesha County, down in southeast Wisconsin, near Milwaukee. Now, she is said to have possibly traveled to the Green Bay area, more specifically Howard. So anyone keep an eye out for her name is Serenity Sunday. She is 16 years old. She's described as 5'6", weighing about 210 pounds, with light golden eyes and a small scar below her right eyebrow. She also has short brown hair, but maybe in a black wig. Authorities also mentioned a double nose piercing. Her initial cell phone ping was on Sunday at 8:15 p.m., 3 miles from the Ironwood Golf Course in Sussex. But like we said, now is believed to be in the Howard area. She has not been taking prescribed medication, and due to the lack of knowledge surrounding who she's with, she's labeled as in danger. Now, moving on to a better story here to end it. We got a pretty interesting little Texas-style craft barbecue restaurant opening up. Not opening, it has opened. It is called High Caliber Craft Kitchen. Now, does that name sound familiar? Because if you are in the Northeast Wisconsin area, it's a food truck. Now, it started off back in COVID during the pandemic. The owner started a seasoning brand, and the seasoning brand was so popular that he opted to build a food truck empire. And he just completely smashed it out of the park with his food truck. And now he's got his own restaurant, which is extremely cool to see just the progression. The menu features barbecue sandwiches, including chopped brisket, along with specialty items such as a Texas Twinkie. Now, that is a grilled cheese loaded with brisket, cheeses, bacon, jalapeno, all on Texas toast. The restaurant also offers mac and cheese bowls, highlighted by the J-Mac, a layered dish featuring cornbread, loaded brisket beans, smoked mac and cheese, pulled pork, chopped brisket, and jalapeno cheddar sausage, finished with a sizzle sauce. Sounds really good to me. Now, the menu also has burgers, wings, a kids menu, and desserts. Featured dessert, the Bar Bookie, combines a warm chocolate chip cookie, triple chocolate brownie, and crushed Oreo topped with cedar crest vanilla bean ice cream. If you got a sweet tooth, that sounds fantastic. Now, he is still staying true to his roots. He is still focusing on the food truck and the seasoning business as well. They will continue to sell seasonings, including all-purpose blends, honey habanero garlic, sriracha salt pepper garlic, and Texas brisket rubs. They are sold out, according to the website, at this moment, but stay tuned. They should be back in stock at some point. Now, the restaurant, they posted on social media that they offer catering options for various events. You can rent out the food truck as well. They sell the barbecue by the pound, but also they are going to test a brunch menu beginning this Sunday. So if you're looking for kind of a fun twist on brunch, High Caliber in Green Bay, it's located at 126 South Broadway. Go ahead and check that out. Should be a good meal for you. So that is all the time we got for on Local 5's First 5 p.m. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in and joining us as always. And stay safe this weekend. Don't travel if you don't need to. I know it's not terrible snow, but it's a little snowy. So anyways, we'll catch you next week. Thank you for another great week of First 5 p.m.